Welcome to the Mrs. Paintbrush. Today we're going to talk about Maelstrom's Edge, Battle for Zycanthus from Spiral Art Studio. Hello everybody, welcome back. All right, here I have a blank table on my hobby desk, which is a very rare occasion. Today we're going to do an unboxing of Maelstrom's Edge, Battle for Zycanthus from Spiral Art Studios here. Pretty cool game. And what happens was my game store, which is Neverland Games in Hagerstown, Maryland, actually gave me this game and said, well, we had extra, and the company said, you know, give it out to people who love miniatures, and you know me, I love miniatures, so there it is. Here's the box set. Now I have a surprise at the end of the video, so if you stay at the end of the video, I do have an announcement that you're going to want to kind of hear. So this has two factions, a whole bunch of tokens over here, which are suppression fire tokens. We have templates for bombs. We have cards, glorious cards that you play. So if you like the card mechanic, go to www.maelstromsedge.com from Spiral Art Studio again. If you want any details on that, go to that website and you will definitely get more information about this game, which I am going to go into some detail in, but there's a lot more to it. As you can see on the back of the box, it has all the contents of the box and a whole bunch of information there. This is packed full of information. Now, this game itself seems to have a lot of different kinds of rules with all the little pieces and things that are going on there, but you do get a lot for your money. Normally retails for about $80 or so for this box. So let's open it up and see what is all the hubbub about this game. So we're going to open up the seals here, and using a X-Acto blade, a hobby knife, there you go. I'm going to open it up. Oh, glorious plastic bubbly things. Now my mother loves these bubbly things, so I'm going to keep her away from the snapping of the bubbles because I do want to preserve this for the announcement that I'm going to give at the end of this video. Okay, so let's open one of these things up here. So we're going to go through all this, but I'm not going to bore you with, you know, unwrapping everything, but just to show you the first one. Okay, so they're plastic and in plastic, and they are in bubble wrap, so they're really well guarded. You can see the sprues here. We have a whole bunch of torsos and legs. They're of a harder plastic, so they're not that bendy plastic. I really don't like the bendy plastic, although I do paint up Reaper Bones because it's like a cheap alternative for D&D models if you play a D&D game, so, you know, why not, right? Just removing mold lines on those things are a pain. And on this one, it doesn't seem like it's going to be too much of a pain to remove mold lines, so it's kind of easily workable. And you can see all the pieces right there, a lot of different pieces which you could put together. I'm not sure of too many configurations that you can do, but definitely a lot of pieces. I don't know how many spare pieces you're going to have. You have an alien race over here. Look at those claws. Look at them claws. You know, there's Santa, and then there's claws, right? No, different kind of claw. Anyway, these kind of sprues seems a little bit flimsy because they're not really encased in anything. Here are some cool looking wings. Look at the bigger wings. This is the wings from Games Workshop. So this is to compare the detail there is on there. Now this box set actually comes with, that's right, terrain, that's right, a building. I love it when these things come with terrain. I think it's amazing. That you have all these pieces in their set and they have terrain in it, and yeah, definitely cool to have terrain in your set, because then you have to buy terrain separately to play the game, and it adds so much to the dynamics of it. Like, are you on top of the building? Do you have a height advantage? You know, how far can you reach with your fire or suppression fire? Can you hide behind it? You know, gaining cover so this way you don't get blown up. So there's a lot of different details with that as well. Now these bases are interesting because they have a notch. Now the notch is supposed to indicate the front arc differentiate the front arc from the back arc of the model, sort of like Star Wars Legion. I like that. Oh, and lovely dice. Love the dice. All right, and then we have cards, and these cards have a lot of different information on it for each character, for the plots. Really well done. There's one of the objectives. If you get the objectives, and it's supposed to be for 5 turns, but if you get all the objectives, and then you can earn the game early. So that's pretty cool. So a whole bunch of objectives. You even have blank cards that you can fill out for yourself. So you can actually customize this game to however you want to play it. So that's pretty cool in itself as a mechanic, because you do have that freedom and that liberty. I'm just going to go through these cards really quickly. All the information you can see is just based right there, so you don't have to go through a book in order to find the information and stats for each character, which is kind of cool. It's very War Hordes kind of thing, War Machine and Hordes from Privateer Press. So look at the front cover, the artwork here. We have planets, and then we have spaceships, a lot of spaceships. I'm not sure what the spaceships do, but hey, they're spaceships. You know, I like them, I like Star Wars and stuff like that. So, you know, spaceships, go for it. It's Battlestar Galactica kind of thing. And then we have lands. Look at that purple there, horizons. That reminds me of like Magic the Gathering, where you have the lands and you tap them. I don't think it's that same mechanic, but I'm just looking at the pictures and just indicating those look like lands. All right, and we have the templates here, which you just cut out, and that's like a blast template, I guess, when you're throwing grenades or fire thing. And these are for suppression fire. So the mechanic of the game is interesting. The more suppression fire you get, the harder it is to kind of like activate your unit. This game does activate some units. Now time for the rules. So let's talk about this. So Spiral Arts Studios presents refugees. So refugees from other planets are actually coming into Earth, right? Because they're trying to escape like this big Maelstrom's edge, like a big storm that's coming. But they keep coming. And at first you kind of let them in because, you know, you want to be, they lost everything. You want to help them out. But then it becomes a battle for resources on the planet. So it's either your family eats or some stranger you never met eats. And you can see how that's going to turn into a war. So this is a two-player game. The game matches last about 90 minutes to 180 minutes for the playtime, ages 12 and up. And the complexity value that I give this, I would say it's 4 out of 5. I mean, it's pretty crunchy for those people who do like rules and stuff like that for every little detail. This has a lot of rules for a lot of details. You can see all the rules that I'm pointing out here. It's between a skirmish game and a large-scale game, like a Malifaux game or Wreck Age, but a little more sort of like between Warhammer and Malifaux, Wreck Age, and 40k, War Hordes. It's about 30 or 40 models, and a squad-based skirmish, so you do activating a squad instead of each actual individual model, and you have an option to activate 1 or 2 units, or you can hang back and do one, see what your opponent does. Suppression is a huge part of this. They have those exploding tokens that I showed earlier, and cover grants you protection from, but the suppression fire disrupts units' actions, so you won't be able to activate as well. So every shot, more suppression gets added on, so you got to be careful about that. Line of sight and facing front arc and back arc, just like War Machine or Hordes, you do have those notch, and the notches are cool because they're like Star Wars Legion. You can actually tell where's the front, where's the back, which indicates the notches on the bases itself. Pretty cool mechanic there. I do like that. There are advantages to attacking a unit from its rear arc, so you can get a benefit from that. So that's why it's good to know where the front and back arc are. All right, so each turn you generate points that can bring back your units or block opponents from bringing back their units to reduce suppression fire markers. So you do have command points to do that. So to win, there are various objective cards. So there is more than one way to win. You can. The game is actually slated for 5 turns, but if you score enough victory points, you can actually end the game early. So I do like at the back of the book they have a rule section that you can look up all the rules, so you don't have to like fumble through the book so much. Okay, so this is the Battle for Zycanthus, and from Maelstrom Studios here, and it's a pretty cool game, and I'm intending to give this away. Now there's a game you can sink your teeth into. Well, be prepared, because at the 1,000 subscriber mark, we're gonna give this sucker away to the lucky viewer. All right, details to come. So if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll catch you next time on the Miniatures Paintbrush.